It's legit, boys. But what I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? We're gonna slow this music down. We're gonna actually turn it back on, but turn it real quiet. What I'm about to show you, ladies and gentlemen, not everyone. This is not for everybody. I recommend putting the children to bed right now.
Cast the game. We love to learn from ViBE.
ViBE? Yo, fell down, dude. Thank you very much for the $20 hello, bro. I don't see it on my stream labels, but I just saw it pop up on the stream itself. Much love, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully it pops up soon. I think my program might be broken. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is when you have a white male cornered and about to die. It's never that simple. His offspring will come back and get you in the future. I don't know. Alright. Let's talk about it for real, okay? I don't think I'm going to make a YouTube video out of this one yet. I'll just do it. I'll do a kind of a brief analysis of this because I kind of want to play another game. I'm not going to go into this for like 2 hours. But check it out, okay? We go hatchery first, all right? That's what the plan is so far for us this game. This is standard. Standard play so far, boys. Standard play. Catastrophe. It's about to be a catastrophe. Now, he commits to a cannon rush, and we decide, with the first pylon going down, we started a gas. I would have just gone gas build, it's fine. But as soon as he started cannons, we started a second gas, and we're going to immediately start a roach horn. This is exactly what I talked about last game. Remember how we talked about this? I did it correctly this time. I was like, it's fucking important. We made a roach horn. My roach horn's actually probably like 4 seconds late, but it's whatever. But for the most part, we did it right. As soon as you start a roach horn, you stop making units out of the hatchery. But you need to have a supply cushion, which is what we have. We're going to have a 30 supply right here. Good to go. Now, we're going to have 3 roaches queued up, ready to go, as soon as this roach horn's done. And we're going to have a second queen starting as well. Now, our drone that got cannon rushed, we just said, fuck it. Let's move out. Let's leave. Let's go from here to here. And this right here with Marvelord, with what it sees, is we got a core, a forge, a pylon, and a gate. And no nexus. This means there is going to probably be a robo proxied. If this gate was not there, I would assume maybe there's also... Excuse me, Jesus. If this gate was not here, maybe there would also be stalkers. I have hiccups again. Maybe stalkers would be attacking me, but... Holy shit. Dude, I fucking hate hiccups. They just like came back again. Had these for like 2 hours last night. But yeah, this wall means there's a robo proxied, okay? That's all it means. Holy shit, this is getting hard to cast out. But this sucks. Fucking hiccups, dude. Oh my god, my body does not want to cooperate with me. Alright, so we had 3 larvae ready to go as soon as the roach horn was done. Now, fucking, as soon as the roaches were made, we made the ravagers immediately. Dude, I fucking hate hiccups. This is so hard to explain. Okay, alright, let's try. 3 ravagers, alright? As fast as we can get it. Now, we're corrosive viling the we're corrosive viling the cannon as quick as we can. As quick as we can. What this is going to do is it's going to deplete a lot of energy out of the shield batteries. Alright. And there you go. We're actually doing it on this too, right here. It's perfect. Perfect. Because we can auto-attack this cannon, which is great. And we can corrosive bile the cannon and the pylon up here. So we're getting maximum damage. We're actually we're like double dipping our corrosive biles because we're making them deplete a shitload of energy to keep these pylons going and all that stuff. Alright. So we're just depleting the energy. Look at, he's already got 2 shield batteries that are completely depleted, and a cannon's died so far. Now there's a 3rd shield battery that's completely depleted, and the Immortal hasn't even spawned yet. And what this means is, every single time I push the Immortal back, every time I push the Immortal back, holy fuck, it's going to allow me to have the distance close enough to be able to corrosive bile his buildings again. Okay? So I want to push the Immortal back to his static D. Holy shit. I want to put the Immortal, I want to push the Immortal back to his static D. Okay? So it's going to be allowing me to corrosive bile the pylon and the cannon, all that stuff. Every single time I kill a cannon, that's more distance I now get to have. Like if this cannon dies, this whole region right here, this is about the range of a cannon, okay? Roughly. About there. If this cannon dies, this now becomes area that I can attack in, and it's now this cannon, but like this. That cannon would be, but don't have, it's not going to be actual boxes. It's like kind of like round the corners, okay? Because it's not actually a box. I can't make a circle though, but you get the point. If you could put a circle directly in this box, that's how big the cannon's range would be. So if I kill the top cannon, it would allow me to kill these top shield batteries for free. If I could overpower the Immortal. But Parting's really good, and he doesn't allow me to do that as much as I want. So yeah, but we still do get really aggressive here. We start like biling the pylon still, and now the other shield battery. So we're getting ham here, boys. And now he brings the Stalker over here. Now, we're gonna pause it really fast to talk about something really quick. With all this being said and done, all right, we're not basing the entire game. We're not basing the entire game on this. You should never really base the entire game on this, because if the Protoss is really good, they're not gonna die to this. They're gonna micro around it. Like you guys saw this game. Parting's fucking insane with his micro. He's insane. So this is more of a decoy than anything. It's a stall tactic. It's something that buys me time, and the longer I last. Okay, if we can last, boys, can we cover the distance? Can we last the full duration? All right, that's what we're aiming for here. Can we last until he starts popping these mineral patches out? If we can, we're winning the game, because his mining will start becoming really, really inefficient. Meanwhile, I'm keeping him busy while I'm mining extra over here. So here's the plan. We build a spore. The spore crawler then zones out the observer. It's kind of greedy to put the spore right here, like I did early, because realistically all that's going to happen is the spore crawler won't be able to shoot an observer if it's out of range, but the observer will still see the spore, and then the Immortals can kill the spore. So it's a little greedy to do that. I actually killed the first spore doing that, but yeah, my spore realistically should be about like right here. The reason why it should be about here is this distance-ish is because an Immortal can physically not hit the spore crawler from the air. It can't hit it there. Okay? But the spore could still see an observer with the detection radius, so my queens could push it away. They pick it back, and I have a better chance. This is so hard. I have a better chance of covering my creep tumors, keeping them alive. Creep is really important for my queens to not just die. It allows them to run around fast. Now, we're going to just be microing Ravager Queen over here the whole time. That's all we're doing. I'm not ever injecting my hatchery. I'm not ever making more creep tumors beyond the first one. He killed my creep, so it's whatever. It sucks, but it's not worth it to keep making it. Oh, holy shit. Because he'll keep killing it, and it's a waste of energy. What we really want is we want these queens to be the exact same purpose as the shield batteries that he is over here. So you can see we just killed the Stalker with the Ravager, and we just killed the Observer with the Queen and the Spore. That's great. We got a nice pick off there, and we also have most of his shield batteries are super low, or like half of them are. But we're making him invest more and more and more and more and more. He's not doing this with like 3 shield batteries. He's making more and more shield batteries nonstop. So every time he makes a shield battery over here, he's committed more and more to this attack. Whereas over here, we're making a queen and drones now because we're starting to expand outside of this. And he cannot do a single thing about this because here's why. Think about what the Protoss could do right now. What could the Protoss do to stop this expansion? He can make a unit out of this gateway, or he could send an immortal over there. And if he sends immortals over there, I'm gonna fucking break this with Ravagers. It's gonna happen. Like, this is gonna die if he sends his immortals over here. And the game's over. Because he just committed to a massive proxy that just fails. Because if this immortal leaves, what stops me from running down the ramp and blowing up this pylon and then blowing up that pylon, and now everything's unpowered? So he's not going to leave this alone. He's going to keep his immortals here. Because every time the game goes further along, as he's making more immortals, I'm making more Ravagers. Now, if you were to make one unit out of a gateway, I have a queen, and I can make Zerglings over here. And this queen is going to be injecting this hatchery. So I'm not really worried about this. One gate's not going to overpower one hatch with a queen at it. It's just not going to happen. And he could not physically make a gateway unit to kill this hatchery before it was done because he had to build cannons and shield batteries and all that stuff. And a robo. So this hatchery is guaranteed going to go up. Now, the final step of this whole process is once I get my ramp kind of controlled here, and I know I have time, I stop making Ravagers for 200 gas. 200 gas. And this is what we do. We make a fucking Evo chamber over here. And the reason why I make it over here is because the Evo chamber takes a long time, and this base 100% is going to die after this one. This base will still be alive while this one gets killed. That's just how it works. Because he's going to be fixated on killing my main. That's how Protoss plays this build. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an Evo chamber that's going to get melee upgrade. Then, as long as we can still stall long enough.
How much does a sloth's nutsack weigh?
Probably like 5 pounds. That's why they move so slow. Imagine if you weighed 5 pounds down there. Thank you very much for the $10. Jared, the Jizzer Wizard. Now, for real, guys. We got an Evo chamber over here. We're going to get melee. This base, like I said before, is going to be alive longer than this base. Now, this base, as long as we can stall and keep our spawning pool alive long enough to get Zergling speed, we have basically won the game. That's all it takes. Because here's what's going to happen. He's going to make Immortal, 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 Immortal. And you know what Immortals and a Prism are really good against? They're really good against Ravagers, and they're really good against Queens.
Your Hiccup's out.
Let's see. Yeah, dude, I think you did. Never mind. All right, back to the game, boys. Immortals are really good against Ravager and Queen. Thank you for the 5, dude. I appreciate it. Immortals are really good against Queens and Ravagers, all right? But you know what they're not good against? They're really not good against Zerglings with melee upgrade. Because you can't physically pick up the Immortals fast enough to keep them all alive. So look at just look at this. We'll just look at what Parting's doing. But meanwhile, what I want you guys to look at is I want you to look at this production tab. Just glance at it every once in a while, okay? Look at what he's making and look what I'm making. And you're going to notice, I'll point it out in a second here, but just pay attention to it. This is all micro right now. Just back and forth micro. So we're making speed, like I said. We're on a timer to keep speed alive. And I feel like we're starting to lose this fight a little bit. So we're making some roaches to reinforce this army a little more. Because my queens are getting pretty low on energy. I can't transfuse all day. Like, he can heal all day with these shield batteries. So we need some more roaches, which is why we made them. Now, we also keep making queens periodically. We just made a new queen. One just died, and I just made another one, so we're back up to 4. Now, if you look at speed, speed is more than halfway done. So it's a very high chance the speed's going to be finishing. And we have now also started melee. So we've hit a point where we've started upgrades where we're basically saying we're not going to die if we invest 200 gas into upgrades instead of Ravagers, because I have enough. I have microed well enough now to keep my shit alive. But if you guys just noticed, there was 6 drones in production tab a second ago. It's really hard to micro this the whole time, and also macro this at the same time. It's fucking hard, okay? It's not easy. So this kind of a build would take a lot of practice and a lot of getting used to for Zerg. But you can see this mineral line's already got 9 drones on it. We're looking pretty good over here. Look at the income now. We've got 27 drones to 22 probes. We're going to start surpassing him in income right now. Oh, God. Oh, whew. My chest is cramping right now. Oh, my God. These hiccups won't stop. But now here's where it went, okay? The first step of this build was me trying to break his little contain here. And I did kill a few buildings. I would say I killed probably like 4 buildings out of his proxy. I think like 4. Maybe 4 or 5. We killed a pylon. We killed a cannon. I think we killed 2 cannons. We killed a shield battery. We killed a few buildings. But look at it now. This shit's not going to die anymore. This is going to stay for a while. He's got 11 shield batteries, 3 pylons, the rope, and a cannon. And he's also now, at this point, got 4 mortals and a prism. And you guys are about to see why I'm not going to actually focus on killing these buildings anymore. What? I just want you to watch Parting's micro here, okay? It's insane. He's very good at executing prism immortal bullshit with this build. So if I fixate on trying to kill these buildings at this point now, it's a waste of time. So what we're going to do instead is, while I'm macroing my natural, I'm going to now buy time in a different way. Instead of trying to slow down his push by killing his buildings, now I'm going to slow down his push by cross-biling the ramp by going bile, over and over and over and over as much as I can. Because with this many Ravagers, I can if you have 7 Ravagers or more, you can bile once every second, which means if an immortal walks up the ramp, no matter when it walks up, it's going to get hit by a bile. It's going to guaranteed get hit by a bile. So this makes this a lot harder for him to have to execute an attack, because now he has to do this shit where he's like, fly up the main, drop it out, load these up, drop it out. And if he wants to leave my base, he has to fly in, load in the main, drop, load him up, drop. It requires way more drop micro than necessary. So, yeah, this is super good at stalling out some more time. Meanwhile, look back at the production tab. We're not done droning. We're going to really take a nice economy over here, as much as we can. And now we're just trying to micro transfuse and corrosive bile over this ramp the whole time. Now we're making more drones. So you can see the income tab is starting to get, look at the mineral income. It's getting more and more one-sided every single second that goes by. And he will eventually kill this. But again, it's all about how much time can I buy? How much time can I last over here? The longer I last, the more powerful this base will become. And now melee upgrade's almost halfway done. So we're getting there. You can see, look at the biles. As he walks into it, boom, boom, boom. They're just hitting him again and again. We actually just popped an immortal right there. We're never just doing all of them at once. We're literally staggering it one after another after another. But again, Parting's immortal micro is pretty fucking insane. We'll just back it up really quick and just have it on 2x. So you can just kind of see it instead of moving the screen around a lot. Just look at Parting's immortal micro. He does not lose them. It's really hard to kill his immortals, basically. He's insane. Alright? That's why expecting to win the game off this is not realistic. You're always going to end up, as soon as the shield batteries get like this, you're always going to take a bad trade. Because all he has to do, once he has this many shield batteries, every time he just does, let's say he does, we'll say he does 500 damage with his immortals to your army. And then you do 500 damage to his immortals with your army. And then he lifts off, he flies to the shield batteries with the prism. It like, you know, rotates his units back to it. And then his units are all of them are fully healed within 2 seconds. And he has all this excess energy because they're all regenerating energy at the same time. Whereas for us, I only got fucking 4 queens. I can't make this many queens as fast as he makes shield batteries. I physically can't do it. It's impossible. I would have to have like 3 hatcheries to be able to keep up with this. With, you know, queens to shield battery ratio here. So I'm always going to start losing the game over time. Again, fighting against this kind of shit. And my queens, it's eventually going to get to a point where my queens can't keep my army going anymore, and he's just going to kill me. Like, this base is going to die. And this is usually, you know, around now is when it's going to happen, when there's, like, this many shield batteries. Wait, what the fuck just happened? There we go. So now you can see my army is starting to wither down a little bit. We're doing some fancy corrosive biomicro here. We forced him to lose a couple units here, which is really nice. But now he's starting to get really deep into my base here, and I can't physically stop it anymore. Like, our queens are dying. I'm still trying to make them as well. It's not like I just haven't been making queens. I've been trying to squeeze in queens when I could, but this base is gonna die. At this point, this is kind of dead. But we got the job done. Speed is finished. That's the main thing we wanted out of this base. And now look at my natural, or my other base. We have a base here that's fully saturated. Fully saturated. Look at the income tab. We're almost doubling his income. This base will die, but as soon as this hatchery dies and we have a little bit of army left, we'll use our army as a distraction to try and escort, you know, get our workers out of there, get as many as we can out of there. Well, we're going to mine in this base as long as we can. We're not going to evacuate too early. Because what's still happening is he's still fixated on this base, and we're still saturating these bases further and preparing them more and more. So we're buying ourselves more and more time. Now this base is totally dead. This is when we take one final fight against this army, because we're keeping his army fixated on my Queen Ravager rather than just picking off, like, you know, if my Queen Ravager were sitting here and all my fucking drones would just die, you know what I mean? We don't want that to happen. So we're making him fight my army while these guys run away. Now this army is just dead. Like, there's no way microing it, spending more time on it, it's a waste of time. It's not gonna do anything. So the best thing I could do now is run all my overlords. Well, try to get my overlords out of here. Just get them the fuck out of the airspace so they can not die, because he doesn't have any flying units. Now, after he killed my main and my base is dead, let's look at resources lost. I've lost a lot more than him. Immortal is really cost efficient, but here's the crazy thing. Look at my income. It's doubling his right now. And here's the even crazier thing. He now has 1,450 minerals. Worthless. This is going to do nothing now. This whole proxy is worthless. It's not going to help at all fighting this base now. So in reality, if I'm mining more than him the whole time because I saturated a side base, and he's now 1,450 minerals behind what it actually says he is, because those buildings are now worthless. That means right now he's at 3,500 minerals lost effectively at this point. And then the difference between now that would be 1,500 minerals left between 5K and 3,500. And I feel like I've made that difference up in the mining overall. So I'm actually not behind at all. I'm actually still pretty even with him. The game is pretty fucking even right now. But the only thing is now is this army right here is designed to kill Queen Ravager. It's not designed to kill.
Good shit, man. Thanks. Good
shit. Yo, Merlin 2, thank you very much for the 10, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. This army that he has is designed to kill a Queen Ravager army. It's not designed to kill a Zergling army, because you can't physically dodge the Zergling damage. Like, your units are going to get surrounded over and over and picked apart. And Lings, you know, are ideal against Immortals. They're not bad units against Immortals at all, especially if they have a weapon upgrade, and he does not have any upgrades at all. He has no armor upgrade. He can't physically squeeze one in here because this build is super expensive. So my Lings are going to fucking manhandle this army. And we're going to start pulling further ahead again because we're mining way more than him. So he's my third base. That's whatever. I'll cancel it. It's fine. Now he sees my Zergling army and he's like, oh shit, it's a lot of Lings. Now behind this, we're going to get Swarm Host. Swarm Host is an amazing follow-up to this because what Swarm Host allow you to do is you can surround the Immortals with Lings. If he's forced to take a fight, Locust do so much DPS. I would say Locust actually do the most DPS out of any Zerg unit outside of a Zergling when a Zergling has adrenal glands. We're not going to have adrenal glands for this because that's a Hive tech requiring upgrade. We can't go Hive right now. We don't have the time for that. But outside of an adrenal Zergling, a Swarm Host does like the most DPS out of any Zerg unit. So, and there's nothing he can do about it. If we can surround his army with Zerglings and we launch Locust at him, how the fuck is he going to avoid that? He has to take the fight. Also, the good thing about Swarm Host is if the game somehow turns into a situation where he just decides to say fuck this and he lets this die, and then he goes back to his base to turtle up, we're killing a turtle Protoss with Immortal Tech with Swarm Host over and over, and Swarm Hosts are always going to take good trades in that situation. So Swarm Hosts are like an amazing unit to follow up your Lings with in this type of a game. And the last thing is not only do you get Swarm Hosts with Infestation Pit, but it also unlocks a Hive. If you let's say you gain map control and the game doesn't end yet, I could then go, okay, well now I'm also going to go into a Hive and also Adrenal Glands. So I would then have Adrenal Gland, Lings, and Swarm Host, which is fucking insane against ground armies for Protoss. It's like super, super, super good. Alright, so now he's just looking for an opening because this army needs to do some type of damage. It needs to do damage or he's fucked. He knows that too because I have multiple bases over here and we're going to slow the game down. Just look at the effectiveness of what it looks like. Even though he tries the Prism Micro, look at the effectiveness of Zerglings, Speedlings with weapon upgrade against this army now. And this is the culmination of this over here, how we stalled out the fight as long as we could and forced out a shitload of money over here. This is what allowed us to be our transition during that whole process. Okay, there you go. And now I also have multiple queens that can zone the Prism. And there's no shield battery, so there's a very good chance the Prism could die. Look at these things. They don't give a shit. They're like, yeah, go ahead and try and Prism Micro. Your shit's dying. He'll eventually get to a point, if you have enough Lings, he'll get to a point where his whole army dies other than what's in the Prism. Because I can't kill the Prism if he flies away. That's totally understandable. But I'm not really scared about one Prism, and that's it. What is scary is like 7 Immortals walking at my base, but now they're all dead. And now if you look at the supply here, I'm still ahead in supply by quite a bit. I'm still crushing his economy by quite a bit. And now he's in a really bad spot because now if you look at this, this is super vulnerable here at this point because his army just died. Or this is super vulnerable again. Both of his sides of his map, like he now has to fight upgraded Lings where his army production is on one side of the map and his economy is on the other side of the map. It's super vulnerable all around. And we decide since we don't have Swarm Host, and this is where his army production is, that it probably wouldn't be the best idea to fight this because, especially since he just warped in sentries down here. I didn't know he did that, but all I knew was he had immortal production down here, and he also has like 13 batteries and a cannon. I didn't touch this at all. That it would take forever to kill immortals. An immortal would actually get healed faster than it would be killed in this environment. It won't die until all these batteries are out of energy. So that'll take a while. If you were to add it up, it's 3. So it's this immortal. There's 13 batteries, and each battery is the equivalent of 300 shields. If we're not even including regeneration of energy of the shield batteries. So what that means is this immortal, if it was standing right here, okay? This immortal would effectively have 3,900 shields. Actually, it would have 4,000 because it has 100 by itself as well. This immortal would be like a god immortal. It would have 4,000 fucking shields if you include all the energy of all these. It would not die. It would physically not die. And it would kill like 40 Lings before these batteries were out of energy. Guaranteed. It would happen. So I chose not to do that, and I chose instead to go over here. And if there were cannons and units over here and all this kind of stuff defending his base, What I would do then is I would actually wait for Swarm Host. I would just make Swarm Host now, and I would then choose once again. I could actually out DPS an Immortal in all these shield batteries. I could DPS faster than it could be healed if I had like 6 Locust or 8 Locust hitting it with Lings as well. Then the Immortal would die because the shield battery can't out heal that. It can only, it could out heal Lings though by themselves, if that makes sense. The added DPS on Locust would actually overpower the speed of a shield battery and healing. So I could then, if I had Swarm Host, I could choose whatever base I wanted to kill. But this game at this point is kind of over. Like I've set it up to where now I have map control, and we're probably gonna win. And I even see the shield or the prism flying around the back of my base, and I take queens to zone it, and we actually pick the prism off. So now, in unit stab, he's got 2 Immortals which are here, and he's got nothing defending this. So now, as soon as this breaks, because he had nothing here, this base is gonna die, guaranteed. And in turn, also this base is gonna die, and he's got 0 income, and it means this is all he's got. He can make basically 1 more Immortal, and then he's done. And 3 Immortals and 2 Sentries are not going to beat 41 Zerglings. Should you kill the pylons in your natural instead going after the Immortal? It doesn't matter. The reason why is because if you look at it, a pylon has 1 armor. A Immortal has 1 armor. A shield battery can heal 45, I repeat, 45 hit points a second. It can heal 45 HP a second. And if these things have an armor, just by default, passively, it's going to reduce the damage my Lings can do to it. Which means that it's never really going to break the thing down. It's going to heal a shitload. I could try, but it's pretty insane how fast a shield battery can heal. It's fucking nuts. It's 45. It seriously is 45 health a second. But yeah, I feel like what I did here, where I went for his natural, was the better choice. You can really only out DPS a shield battery if you don't really have a limit to how much damage you're doing, which is air units or range units. Melee units, though, there's a limit because the limit is surface area. Yeah, I can only have 6 Zerglings on an Immortal, or what? 8 Zerglings on an Immortal, possibly. You know, things like that. There's a limitation. I can't have every Ling in like 3 range of the unit attacking at the same time, because they can't. They're melee. So you could actually, the shield battery could physically out heal Zergling damage before Lings have Adrenal. If Lings had Adrenal, though, that's totally different. Lings can out DPS a shield battery with Adrenal. They hit really fucking fast. That's it, guys. That's it. We just did a replay analysis of that. I hope you liked it.